In this video we are offering Modulation Delay 2 for free to all viewers. The only thing you have to do is to watch the entire video, with 2 independent modulated delay lines and vacuum tube saturation. If you watch the entire project, you will get these 2 plugins for free. Hello and welcome to this video. Today is part 2 of this Space Rock Masterclass. We are going to finish this project. If you have just arrived, please consider watching part 1 so you can understand what is going on in this video. Unless, of course, you are just interested in the mix comparison. I am using again the time machine, so you have timestamps in the description. You can jump to any section whenever you like. Hey! Shit, it jammed again. Okay, I'm back. And we are going to use external gear like the analog mixer, tape. We are going to use Tube Preamps and of course the DAW, and we are going to compare all those mixes. We are going to start where the video one left off. Let's go and let's start. Okay, some things that I didn't do until now and I want to do here, that is to change the color of these guitars so I can know which guitar is which. So the red ones is the Washburn, this one is the Hofner, and this one is the Gibson Les Paul. I use color codes. I use the same for 20 years, so I always know what to look for. I have listened to the track with some detail and I'm going to ditch the piano here, and the last part of the solo, I'm getting rid of it. I'm keeping until here. And this guitar part, I'm going to put it in the end bit here. Let's hear all this without the piano. I'm leaving some space for the female vocals around here. Then we have the solo and then the final part. Honestly, I never enjoyed the pad ending, so I'm trying something here. So this is a delay, a reverb send. Let's try something like this, but with a curve. Spitfire delay, let's try that one. Buzz 11. Well, it's different. What do we have more? Modulation delay. Great stuff. No other sound is using this effect, so we can change it as we wish. Cross feedback is completely crazy. I want to keep feedback levels low, otherwise this will never end. Something like this, yeah. Yeah, this is good. I'm going to export this bit only of the delay. It seems that my screen recording software is playing some tricks here. It stopped recording when I was working here, so I sent this to the modulation delay and exported only the delay and got this. So let's hear. I recorded the presets, so if I need it, I will immediately access it. So for instance, I just deleted it, but here, this was the preset I used. I just created it. It basically works on cross feedback with two LFOs working in the pitch at different times. Okay, and delays are also with different timings on left and right. Okay, so this was what I have done. Now I want to try something different. I want to listen to the intro without these first drums.
Hey ho, here we go. Where to? I don't know. Get ready, let's go.
I don't know why, but I think it works better without it. So I got rid of the piano. Let's hear a bit when it would enter. So I think you didn't hear this beat before. I think this is a good beat for the female voice. And now the pad will enter. The pad is the centerpiece of this track. Really fat synthesizer, this one. We are reaching a point where we have to make decisions of what we keep in the mix and what we don't use in the mix. Probably I won't use this one. These guitars here. This one is nice. This first one. This, you are listening with this. So if you listen both or everything here. Okay, so we have this one and this one. Only these two guitars. Modulation delay here. Adding to the ambient. Here, something I did before and didn't say a word is about this one. This sound. Sorry, this one. This sound is hidden here.
Get ready.
Okay, I raised it a little bit. Get more presence. Okay, it's hidden, but it is there. The drums. I can simply isolate bus 1 and get everything. Big fat drums. Guitars. and the synthesizers. This sound I sent to reverb, lots of it. Without. With. Let's put even more. So it goes outer space. I was not enjoying very much this first percussion sound, so I did something to it and I used phaser filter, then tape delay, followed by distorted chorus 2 and aura filter. So let's hear what has been done. Original. Phaser filter. Tape delay. Very subtle. Distorted chorus 2 with lots of feedback. Almost a flanger. And aura filter. This mixed with the original. Crazy effects. And then delay. So it's much more sci-fi, much more ambient sounding. Let's hear in the mix. Exactly what I wanted, but it's just missing something to get the final character. So I'm going to send this sound to a vacuum tube preamp and record it back. So I'm going to get same sounds, but with a different character. Okay? So let's see how it works. I could do this in 2 or 3 ways, but the easiest is probably to send this sound instead of bus 1 to output 3 and 4. And now I'm going to create a new track for the drums, and I'm going to set the input for that one. So drums 10. I'm going to use the input 7/8, which is the one that I have set for the preamp in my patch bay. This technique works in the following way. So I have a channel here that I'm going to export through channels 3 and 4 of the audio card, okay? The audio card is connected to the patch base, so output 3 and 4 enters input of the preamp, and then it's already patched. Output of the preamp goes to the input 7 and 8 of the sound card, okay? If I play this, you see that the preamp responds and sends me only signal from the left and right channels. Okay, so this is what we are going to export, and we are going to record it in drums 10 audio track. It's very important that you give name before recording, always. So let's record here with this name. Let's go. Okay, nice and easy. Same things, but through the preamp. So let's listen with everything now with this track. It's always great to get good vintage gear in good condition that you can always rely on to imprint new character to your sound. Really important. Other thing I want to do is here in the Crash, I opted not to import the first one, but I have already decided that it was not a good idea. With Crash, without. Makes a whole lot of a difference. And here the same. Always nice. Saving, and last thing. I don't know if it is good there, let's see. I don't like it. So, drums through tubes. Okay, now some cleanup here. This is our session. Let's see one by one. So you see here that there's lots of space here that is not being used. Right now I'm going to clean this by cutting the bits that are not being used, because we only need this. Okay, so select all those you don't need and you get rid of those. What is important is to keep the original big files, so you can always open your session anywhere, anytime, whichever DAW you have. And if you export everything, you keep even the plugin sounds. This one too. And now the last tom. These are sounds that do not have any reverb, so I don't need to listen to them. Here is famous crash. I could also use an automated function, but I prefer to work with my own hands and decide what I want and what I do not want. Crash is a longer sound, so you must leave some space. Right, so the hard disk now works much better. We could also clean here. Okay, so as you can see, much cleaner now. You can see much better what is happening, but we always need the full files, including the starting, so they can always fit in the same point. Remember that these do not start in the beginning, because in the beginning of the session I was not expecting to create this intro, but then it all changed. Another great thing you can do is to set your preamp connected to the output, okay? In this case, my case, I have the output of the sound card going through my audio mixer, and I set the audio mixer output to the input of the preamp. So I'm getting nothing but just these two channels, left and right, that I'm sending to the preamp through the mixer. I'm not using EQ or anything, it's just clean channels. And what we can do is set the input for the preamp and set it to mute, because otherwise you will listen again to the same sound. You could use channel 3 and 4 to monitor the sound, but I'm doing this simple. I have set my preamp to a 0 dB level, so a 0 dB level output of the sound card means a 0 dB level input from the preamp. So I'm not afraid of peaks because there is lots of headroom in this track, and I'm just going to set it to records, and we just have to play and listen. Okay, so I have the metronome on. You must turn it off. Okay, let's go. Okay, done. Output 1 and 2, not bus 1 and 2. Character changes a lot. It's the same track, but the character is completely different. Much more cohesive here, although we have lost some definition or high frequency content around here. You see the curve. Stronger here. But the signal is much more warmer. It went through 4 beautiful Mueller's tubes, so as you could imagine, the signal is a lot more warmer. Of course, the preamp is dated 1961 or 62, so you would not expect the quality of sound of nowadays, but it is a vintage character that you cannot get with today gear that you can find for sale. As new, of course. Different preamps will get you different characters. We will see that ahead. But for now, this is what we have. I want you to focus your hearing in the snare and the hats, okay? So, cymbals also if you want. Okay, so those two sounds, snare and cymbals, this is what it was. I think this is clear. It is really revealing. Character in these two sounds completely changed. That makes you listen to this track in a different way. It is not as tiring as it was before. Let's compare the solos. Original. Much more warmer. It feels like glue. Okay, it's great stuff. We are going to work on the voice now, but first I want to get rid of the delay of this track because it will be using the same delay as the voice, and I want to work on the delay only for the voice. I'm going to export this track here with delays included. So let's hear where it finishes. So up to here is enough. This is guitar 3. This is a real-world video, not your typical staged, scripted YouTube video. You can see my bad moments, my good moments. We are going now for the voice. I just brought my girlfriend and gave her the lyrics and started recording. So you have good takes and bad takes also. We have to compile them and make one good track. Let's go. So my girlfriend was here last night and this is not good. This is a repetition. And we did some recordings. So we did 3 takes for this part and 6 takes for this part here. Let's hear first and then we explain and see what we have.
Baby, please sing me a verse. If you can just show me the universe. In your eyes, I see the stars. Or is it just a reflection from Mars? I don't cry, but I don't know. I know that life is not the way to go. I look down, it seems too slow.
We have things to choose from. I'm going to let you hear this take here. Let me mute first everything else.
Baby, please sing me a verse. If you can just show me the universe. In your eyes, I see the stars. Or is it a reflection from Mars?
So I did not select this, so I'm going to simply get rid of it. I did select these 2 parts here. So let's hear first this one.
Baby, please sing me a verse. If you can just show me the universe. In your eyes, I see the stars. Or is it just a reflection from Mars?
Okay, so this bit was late. Let's hear now the top one.
Baby, please sing me a verse. If you can just show me the universe. In your eyes, I see the stars. Or is it just a reflection from Mars?
So for me, the best bits are simply this, okay? I'm going to keep this one and maybe this one too for one reason. That is, I want to repeat this bit here in the end and I will select some bits so it is not exactly the same as it was here in the beginning. Okay, let's move for the next bit. So you heard this, there's this selection here that I did not like, so I'm going to let you hear this and then I will delete it and work with the rest. Messed here, and honestly I think there are much better takes out there. So let's hear the last one.
Democrats,
Enter late.
but I don't know. I know that left is not the way to go. I look down, seems too low. My exclusion of parts, up is the only way to go.
This bit here is nice, but not the rest. Here, let's hear.
I'm right, but I don't know. I know that left is not the way to go. I look down, seems too low. My exclusion parts, up is the only way to go.
So again, I just like this bit here. So I'm deleting all this, and I shouldn't, but let's keep it. So we have a clean part. Let's hear this one now.
I look right, but I don't know. I know that left is not the way to go. I look down, seems too low. My exclusion of parts, up is the only way to go. I look down.
Well, I don't know in this one. I'm a bit confused. So I will mute these parts and leave only this. So this was one of the best takes. Let's hear it full.
I look right, but I don't know. I know that left is not the way to go. I look down, seems too low. My exclusion of parts, up is the only way to go.
Okay, so this bit here, she does something like a fade out when she's singing, so we lose the last part. Here, it's here.
Left is not the way to go.
Left is not well spoken, so this is. And here.
My exclusion of parts, up is the only way to go.
Let's hear the last one.
I look right, I don't know. I know that left is not the way to go. I look down, seems too low. My exclusion of parts, up is the only way to go.
Okay, so from here I could use these two bits here.
My exclusion of parts, up is the only way to go.
Or this, we have to choose.
My exclusion of parts, up is
I like the first part here and the second from here. So we try to work with this. And this last bit here, I'm going to repeat this again afterwards. So I'm going to create two different takes from all these files. So let's go. Okay, so we have heard the sounds. Now let's see how we achieve this. Okay, so let's put this in a loop, remove all effects, and listen to the original.
I look right, but I don't know. I know that
Tube distortion.
left is not the way to go. I look down, it seems too low. By exclusion of parts,
Equalizer.
up is the only way to go.
Tape delay.
I look right, but I don't know.
Soft.
I know that. Left is not the way to go. I look down. It seems too low. By exclusion of parts.
This high pass filter is only being used in the beginning. Let's hear.
Baby, please, sing me a verse. If you can just show me the universe.
And to finish,
In your eyes, I see the stars.
a cymbal
Or is
chorus.
it just a reflection from Mars? I look right,
Then
but I don't know.
reverb,
I know that.
delay,
Left is not the way to go. I look down.
and ascend to this bus here where I have Overdrive here, followed by Doubler plugin. We can hear this.
By exclusion of parts, up is the only way to go. I don't cry, but I don't know. I know that. Left is not the way to go. I am down. Seems too slow. By exclusion of parts, up is the only way to go.
So you can feel the presence of this bus.
I don't cry,
They all go
but I don't know.
here where I have equalizer
Left is not the way to go. I look down.
and to finish Overdrive only a bit to control the level.
I don't cry,
If I remove it,
left is not the way to go.
you can see it goes way high.
Seems too slow.
Now it's controlled.
By exclusion of parts.
Okay, so it is controlled with a Overdrive plugin. So right, let's go here for the build of the voice. I'm going to use this track here in the top, so I'm going to drag there what we want. So I'm copying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to create a second track, can be bus 4, where I'm going to create not the same, but a variation. Okay, I'm going to use these beats here with this one, with this one, with this one. Okay, and then I'm going to create a new one. If I remember correctly, I liked this one, I liked this one, and I didn't like this one, if I remember. So I'm going to use the first again. Here we have it. And here, I need to hear, I can't remember. Honestly, I do not like this beat here, so I do not want this. I'm going to do this way. And for the end, I had this, so I'm going to get this one now. Okay. So I have these two muted, and
I
let's...
look down.
Oh,
I look right, but I don't know. I know that left is not the way to go. I look down. It seems too low. by exclusion of parts. Up is the only way to go.
I'm going to export. I'm going to export these two tracks with voice, with no effects whatsoever, and these are the files you are going to get. Okay, absolutely no processing at all in these files. Okay, so let's start with voice 4. We are going to export until here and from the beginning. So no high pass filter. This goes to bus 4. Bus 4 here, the voice, no effects, and output 1 and 2, no effects. So let's go. Mono signal, and let's export this. So this is your files. This is voice female.
Baby, please sing me a verse. If you can just show me the universe.
Okay, voice 4.
Baby, please sing me a verse. If you can just show me the universe.
So this was voice 4. To make it simple, I'm going simply to create another one and export it. So this is voice female 2.
Baby, please sing me a verse. If you can just show me the universe.
So now we have all voices we want, so I don't need this. Let's work these voices out. Okay, so we have Soundforge. We could do tons of things here. So I want to show you some. You see the noise here. This was recorded more or less where I am, so near the computers. We have some noise from the computer, some breathing noise. We have to control that because this is our main sound, vocal, and we want it loud and clear, no noises. We could do here tons of stuff, okay? We could simply
Please.
here you hear only noise from the room, so we could select this to a noise reduction plugin. We could alternatively use something like the mono expander.
Baby, please sing me a verse. If you can just show me the universe.
As you can hear,
Sing me a verse. If you can.
but this is not my plugin, so I'm not going to use this. We could work simply on level. So I do not want this. I'm going to be really aggressive here.
Baby, please.
This is breathing. I do not want this. Okay, again.
Sing me a verse. If you.
Each time I press F4 here, it will repeat the last command. So it was volume minus 35 dBs. Okay, there you go.
Me a verse. If you can just show me.
Again.
Show.
There's noise here, but we can do lots of.
Just show me the universe in your
Again.
eyes. In your eyes, I see.
Here, something I want to do. Level here.
I see the stars. Or is
Again.
stars? Or is it just reflect? reflection from Mars.
And here until this beginning here again. So we move on.
I look right, but I don't. But
Again.
right, but I don't know. I know. Don't know. I know that left is not the way to go. I look down. It seems down.
Whoa.
Down.
I'm going to work differently here. So volume down here, and here I'm going to apply a fade out.
Down. It seems too low. By
Okay, volume again here.
low. By exclusion of parts. Up is the only way to go.
Volume down, and again a fade out here.
To go.
Much better, so save. For me, not for you. You have to work this out. So tutorial mix, and I'm going to put this voice female here. Yes, and let's work in the second one. Right, so now I want to work, let's save this as voice female 2. And now I need to do something here, which is to correct some final words.
Baby, please. Sing me a verse. If you can just.
For instance, here, okay? So volume around here.
If you can just show me the universe. If you can just show me the universe. In your eyes. I see.
Mainly here. She loses a lot of level here. Oh.
In your eyes. I see the stars.
Again.
Stars. Or is it just a reflection from Mars?
Much better. So let's process this. Done.
Universe.
Save it. This was female 2. Let's go for female 1. Right.
Or is it just?
Save, and we are done. And we are back to Logic, where I am going to create one track for each one of these voices, and I'm going simply to pack this. So all this into a folder, okay? And it can be here. Let me get rid of all this. So a clean one. Right, so let's import voices. First is female 2, and then female 1. Let's put some colors here. So this bit is not here. This is the bit for there.
I look right, excludes in the bar. Up is the only way to go.
Okay, the way this track works is to duplicate the voice, and I have it in track 3 with effects, track 4 without effects. So if we listen in mono, I have here mono, stereo to mono, so we can hear this.
Baby, please, sing me a verse. If you can just show me the universe in your eye. I see the stars, or is it just a reflection from Mars?
Okay, so I don't need this, so I'm getting rid of it. Let me get rid of this. So we also don't need this preamp mix I showed you before. And we are with the finish line at side. So let's hear this, what we have.
Baby, please, sing me a verse. If you can just show me the universe in your eye. I see the stars, or is it just a reflection from Mars? I look right, but I don't know. I know that left is not the way to go. I look down, seems too low. My exclusion apart, up is the only way to go.
Nice, let's hear the first, second part.
I look right, I don't know. I know that left is not the way to go. I look down, seems too low. My exclusion apart, up is the only way to go.
Nice, let's hear the last part.
Baby, please, sing me a verse. If you can just show me the universe in your eye. I see the stars, or is it just reflection from Mars?
Nice, we get the delay of the voice mixed with this. You are still here. Great stuff. I'm going to give you modulation delays 2 for free. Get your pause button ready and get your link. Cheers. I have this final automation to the delay, voice delay. Let's hear with everything.
Reflection from Mars.
Okay, so it will end more or less with the other modulation delay from the pad. And I'm going now to export track 3 with all effects. So in the beginning, don't forget that it will include the Tuga high pass filter, and the Send 2 has no automation at all. Okay, so I'm going to export all this, including all these effects except the doubler one. I'm going to export it then separately. So what I'm going to do is to remove the plugins that I have in the voice bus, as I want to include them in the end. Okay, so let's go. This will not sing.
Baby, please, sing me a verse.
Now I'm going to export bus 16.
Baby, please, sing me a verse. If you can just show me the universe.
Okay, so we have all voices here, voice with delay and all those effects here. Here is the voice with the doubler and here is the original voice. Okay, so new day, I looked at it, listened carefully and decided that this sound definitely is not working as I wanted. In order to save it, I decided to use only the final bit and I added a SSS Surreal Space Simulator plugin followed by a distorted flanger. Let's hear. So you can see that this is level, so there's almost nothing before this. This is what you are going to listen.
I see the stars, or is it just a reflection from Mars?
Okay, so I'm going to export this and re-import it as it is now. And I decided to turn a little bit down the original voice, just a little bit, and turn a little bit up the delay voice. I also tried to save the male voice, but I'm going to remove it. But in order for you to hear, let's go.
Hey ho, here we go. Where to? I don't know. Get ready, let's
I
go.
look right, I don't know. Know that is not the way to go.
Okay, let's export this one. Nice sounds. We don't need any more of this. Okay, so out with it. You should always record the presets before removing stuff. I already did it. Okay, so we don't need the reverb anymore. Everything is clean from the start. Let's get it. And let's make it this type of color.
It's a reflection from Mars.
Let me just hear this. Okay, I decided to go back and I'm going to use the reverb, lots of it. If this is not enough, I'm going to insert a new one. Let's hear. Okay, I like this. Subtle, but it is there. Save this and we are reaching the end, okay? One thing we are going to do is just trying 2 or 3 new sounds that I have in my head, and if they do not work, we move on to the mix. We are going to export this in 4 main groups, although right now we have 1 for the drums, 2 for the bass, 3 for the guitars, 4 for the synthesizers, and 5 for the voices. So what I am going to do is to join the bass with the synthesizers for 2 main reasons. First is the bass is also a synthesizer. The second reason is that here we have already a synthesizer sound that has lots of bass. This one. So when we go to here, it is not very much bigger of a difference. So I'm going to send the bass bus back to the pad. So this is bus 5 and the bass is here. It is going to bus 5. So if we hear... Okay, all synthesizers are here. Let's change the name. Let's change this to guitar. So we have drums, voice, synthesizers, and guitar. We are going to join all these sounds and export them together, and then we will have 4 files to mix. We are going to do it with an analog mixer, but these files are going to be played here in the digital audio workstation, but I'm going to record them again here, but they are going to be through one of my vacuum tube preamps. Okay, so we are going to record the new part with the Les Paul guitar, and we are going to do a funny thing with it, I think. Let's go. Shit. Let's try again. So this is not wanted, I think. Take 1, take 2. Right, if I remember correctly, take 1. There was a slight problem in the end. There. So let's hear second take. There's a note missing here, so let's try to recover that from the first take. There, that gap there, and we have that note over here. So we can basically do something like this and try to recover it. Let's hear. We do a quick crossfade here. Oh. The screen recording software is killing some of my some of my shortcuts. Okay, so this first part here is not very good, and I think we can get it better. Perfect. If we use this beat here from the second take, let's hear. Okay, so let's isolate these 2 guitars. I'm going to try something. I'm trying tube distortion instead. And pushed. Much better. Okay, so quad distortion is adding too much. So let's reduce the distortion, but keep so you see signal bounces left to right. When it mixes with this guitar, this is nice. Thin Lizzy style, but I am still missing some chorus here. So what I am going to do is to create a sound with distorted chorus. I have here a preset that usually works perfectly as a beginning. So this is buzz 15. I'm going to shut the reverb for a while. And something that is badly needed here, the high pass filter, where we will remove everything below 300 Hz. Let's hear. Okay, let's try a different thing now. Let's try with this band 2020. It works, but in this track I'm opting for keeping it as it was, because we have the tremolo here that is working, so if I pan this I'm going to lose a bit of this effect, and I don't want that. Okay, nice. And I think we are done with this sound. One thing I didn't say, and probably is a good moment, is that you always can use something like these effects that show you the waveform on a particular track, so you can see how they work. The waveform. So if you see the right channel, you will see the opposite wave. Okay, so I'm going to export it twice, one with tremolo and the other without, just in case. Nice. Delete this. I want to keep it, but delete this track. So I want to keep this as clean as possible, and out with all this. Clean session. As you can see, the guitar is here. I'm not touching it, and I'm getting this sound with the effects. So I'm going to record it, and let's see what we can do with it. Okay, let's go and record this. Done. Right, so I came back and recorded this again. Okay, much better. So I'm going to export this guitar and follow with it. And I'm also going to record it for you to use, but without the plugins, okay? A man has to take options in his life, so I was looking at these two guitars I just recorded. This 1 second. That mixes. And this one. So I have 3 guitars in harmony here. Let's hear the full track here. This guitar, I think it goes too far, maybe. And when we hear these two, I just wanted to show you this trick, okay? But I'm not going to use them on this track. I just wanted you to see how it works to finish these 2 guitars together with a full track. Anyway, I'm throwing them to the mix to your Ableton Live session, so you are able to get these 3 solos and maybe you can make them work better than I did. Okay, so let's start to mix this, and we are starting with the drums. The thing here is that we are going to record this, so I'm starting by creating 2 tracks. I just needed 1, but I'm going to export this through the preamp, and then I'm going to export it again, but digitally with a DAW. Okay, so let's see how I do things. I have the preamps warmed up, and I have to send a signal into them so I can calibrate them. I could use any test signal. I'm going to use the most old way possible, which is to set the synthesizer, loop it. Okay, so we are going to send this signal only to the preamp, and we are going to set it to get the same level. So we are too low. We are going to set it on -5. This is the signal that goes away, and we are going to record it here. So input 78 is correct. That's the one I am going to use. I'm going to record, but the thing here is that I don't want it to play back. I could send it to another channel and record and listen and monitor on a different machine, but I'm just going to keep it simple, mute it so it will not export, but we can listen to the input level on the meters. Let's set this. Both pre's are in the line inputs, no phantom power. We are going to set the level for them. There you go. Both have the same level, so the input level is exactly the same as the output level of these sounds. So this is how you do it, and now we do not need this anymore. The pre's are calibrated, so we can simply play back the tracks we want. So we want all these tracks to play and nothing else. Just name this correctly. Let's going to record this. So this is done. I am just going to export it again before I forget with the DAW, bus DAW. So we are done with this. Let's go for the keys. All these sounds. Okay, so we are now going for the guitars. Only voice missing.
Baby, please, sing me a verse. If you can just show me the universe.
To finish, we have here everything. We have for each group the pre-recording and the DAW digital recording. Okay, so this is finished. So we move on to the mix. There are two mix comparisons, okay? One I did the day I recorded to tape. On the second one, I did an RMS normalization to all files, so they sound exactly with the same level. You choose which one, there are timestamps. Let's go! I just connected the tape to the audio interface, so we are going to record the mix through the audio interface directly from the tape. There's nothing through it. Okay, let's go for it then. And
Baby, please sing me a verse. If you can just show me the universe in your eye. I see the stars, or is it just a reflection from Mars? I see the stars, or is it just a reflection from Mars?
recorded complete. So this is the tape, and this is the files that we sent to the tape. So now I'm simply going to mix this within the DAW, so I'm not really leaving the digital world, and we are going to get that digital mix. Let's do it. Okay, new cables. Let's connect the mixer directly to the audio interface again. Okay, so now the mixer.
Baby, please sing me a verse. If you can just show up is the only way to go.
So it's speaking there, and I'm going to start again. I do not want any red clipping, so let's do it again. Just leaving a little bit room. Okay, and let's go. With the test oscillator. This is the mixer, and yeah, perfect. Okay, we are good to go. Let's do it.
Baby, please sing me a verse. If you can just reflection from Mars.
Okay, so recording done. We can now compare these three recordings, but I still have one thing I want to do. Okay, so what is going on here? These are the same buses that we had from this session, but these were recorded through the preamps, and these were recorded directly only using the DAW, so they are completely digital files. They were never analog like these were. I'm going to export the track for the final time, and this time the result will be completely digital. The signal in this mix has never been analog. Let's go. To keep this clear, I'm going to remove all this, so we have only the 4 mixes that we want. I have named them so we can understand what is going on. Digitally only files, DAW only, DAW with all these 4 submixes went through the preamp. Here that mix went through the mixer and went to tape, and here no tape, only the mixer, and the signal came back to the DAW. So we have using tubes, using tape, or only using an external mixer. Let's start comparing these results. The only thing I'm going to do is to synchronize the timing, because as you can see here, it should be around here. and we
Baby,
should be hearing one mix only. First, I'm simply duplicating them so we can do this at a different level. What I'm going to do here is to cut, I don't know, maybe here. So all of them are now having the same cut, and we can, for instance, start doing something like this. Done. This is the moment you were waiting for. We are going to compare all these 4 mixes. So let me know what is the sound you prefer. Let me know in the comments. They have names, so you can see what you are listening.
baby, please sing me a verse. If you can just show me the universe in your eye. I see the stars, or is it just a reflection from Mars?
Now I want to do something new. I want to do another mix, but I want to have the DAW original digital recording going through the ECC83 preamp, and we will have one other mix to compare. I want to send this DAW recording through outputs 5 and 6, and I want to get it back. It can be here. Let's name for this DAW ECC83 Tube Preamp. Before this, a test. Okay, sorry about this. Okay, let's go and do this. The simplest way is to mute this so I cannot be changing connections, and let's do it.
Baby, please sing me a verse. If you can just show me the universe in your eye. I see the stars, or is it just a reflection from Mars?
Okay, so we have this new mix that came from the Tube Preamp. Let's listen.
Seems too slow. Lights losing apart. Up is the only way to go.
The original mix. Wait, too much. Okay, so I'm back to the PC. I'm going to normalize using RMS. So I have this file here that is the DAW mix. If I scan it, it will tell me that average is 19.3. Okay, so that's my value. This is the latest recording, and it is like this. Okay, do it. It came down, as you can see. This one is the mixer, so it's a little above. Let's turn it down. Okay, it came down. This one, I don't know, it has this name, but this is the one with the submixes exported through the preamp again. So different number. Let's do it. It came down also. And the tape. Again, different number. Let's do it. Good stuff. I'm saving them and we are good to go. Okay, this we didn't touch. Quick listen. So they seem to have the same level. Let's go back to the Mac and finish this. Right, we are back in the Mac, and as you can see, I have all waveforms synchronized. Let's start this. This is a pure digital mix. This is a digital mix that went through an analog preamp, a vacuum tube preamp. Here, this is a digital mix, but inside the sounds the submixes went through the black preamps. Here we mix it through the mixer and here it went to tape. So we have these colors here. So random place, we are going, as you can see, it gives a bit of everything. And now let's mute what we do not want. Let's go for the mix. I'm running out of battery, so we are going to compare all these mixes. Please let me know which is your favorite. Let's go.
Baby, please sing me a verse. If you can just show me the universe in your eye. I see the stars, or is it just a reflection from Mars?
And this is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was instructive and you learned something and got a new plugin. Like if you did enjoy it, dislike twice. I allow you to do that if you did not enjoy this. Subscribe for more videos like this and drop a line if you have something to ask or say. I see you in the next video. Take care.